This research project started as trying to understand why men and women work in very different fields or industries. What I did was then to take the research question to a setting in the laboratory where I could actually create stereotypes and observe whether the stereotypes alone would be enough to drive individuals to build a career around the stereotype and not around their ability. It was actually particularly easy to create these stereotypes. So participants were very prone to believing that there was a difference in performance between men and women, when in fact there wasn't, just because we gave them some information hinting at the fact that this could be the case. One of the tests that we used was we had participants identify sequences of faces and numbers, and we told them that either one of the genders, man or woman, was performed better and the other gender performed worse in the particular task. And the idea was that if they heard that men would perform better, this would be credible because they would think that men are better at spotting numbers, whereas we told them that women perform better, this would be credible because they would think that women are better at spotting faces. I could conclude that maybe based on the results from my study, these stereotypes can be very hard to overcome once they're set, because there is a very strong problem of how is it that either employers or workers cannot unilaterally switch. A lot of the large differences that we observe in the real world in terms of how men and women choose their jobs and how employers hire could be driven purely by stereotypes and not by differences in ability between the genders, which could have these big negative consequences not only for society and the employers, but for the individuals, because talent is being misallocated. One of the great benefits for me of doing this research in NYU AD has been my exposure to the large diversity of people, but also then to stereotypes that come from all over the world, from different cultures. And that has allowed me to see that these stereotypes, to a large extent, are culturally driven and are not necessarily linked to abilities. And that's one of the reasons, or one of the inspirations I had for this project. I'm Ernesto Reuben, and I'm an associate professor in the Social Science Division in NYU Abu Dhabi.